Welcome in today's lecture of the surgery. In today's lecture of the surgery, we will say about the erysipelas. Erysipelas is what? It is acute, superficial bacterial infection. Superficial bacterial infection of the skin. So the erysipelas is defined as it is a superficial bacterial infection of the skin with involving its lymphatics. Thus it is characterized by lymphangitis. Should be understood? The erysipelas is what? It is a superficial bacterial infection of the skin where it's involving its lymphatics of the superficial part of the skin. The superficial portion of the dermis is there. Then etiology, the causative organism it is caused by the Streptococcus pyogenes. Streptococcus pyogenes. Second, it is common in debilitated subjects. Or in debilitated persons. Debilitated persons is common there. It occurs at extreme stages of life. It means it is common in the new children's, in the younger children's, and in the old people are there. Due to the low immunity, there is more chance of getting infection by the Streptococcus pyogenes. Also, it is found more commonly in diabetic persons. So, these are etiological factors. So, it is caused by the Streptococcus pyogenes. It is a bacterial infection caused by the bacteria Streptococcus pyogenes, and common in the debilitated people are there in whom the immunity will be low. In a persons have extreme age, that is in the younger children and the old people are there at extremes of the life. Then in a diabetic person it is common there. Then the site erysipelas can be occurs at any site. That is most commonly occur on the face and on the extremities. That particularly on the legs are there. It is common on the face. In the face, cheeks, around the ear, or maybe on the nose and on the legs. But can occur anywhere. Face, on nose, around ear, cheeks, and on the legs. There. Then pathology of the erysipelas. Pathology of erysipelas, as you have seen, erysipelas is a bacterial infection. It occurs in the debilitated persons, other person, especially having the diabetes. It occurs or start with the infection caused by the streptococci, as well if the person have the abrasions or the scratch. Sometimes a little cut or wound, even after some insect bite around that the erysipelas will develop there. Isn't it? So, and first what happens? There is inflammation or the infection of the superficial part of the skin. superficial part of the skin, and then this involvement of the lymphatic vessels which are supplying to or which are draining from that area, isn't it? And this impression is only limited to a superficial part, doesn't extend into subcutaneous tissue. Here it differs from the cellulitis. In cellulitis, the inflammation extends into the subcutaneous tissue. Here it doesn't extend to subcutaneous tissue, it lies only or limited to the superficial layer of the skin. Superficial layer of the skin, and later it forms its manifestation. We'll see the clinical features there. The erysipelas is varying from individual to individuals. The most commonly consistently present in all cases are the lesion. The lesion of the erysipelas, it is a note. It is a rose pink color, isn't it? Having the identifying margin, clear cut margins are on it there. So red test is to be there. Second, so lesion is rose pink color, having defined margins, having the defined margins. There will be pain and stiffness at the site, pain and the stiffness. Third, the lesion raised above the surface, lesion raised above the surface. Then edema is of the varying degree, is depend upon how much the lymphatics gets affected and how much obstruction to lymphatics there. On that, the edema is developed. That edema is of the varying degree. So due to edema, the affected portion looks or appears swollen there. Then fifth, fever of the varying degree. Sixth, chills. In some patients, chills are to be found. Chills develops, and the toxemia of varying degree. So, on the basis of the characteristic clinical features, you can diagnose the erysipelas easily. Remember, the lesions are there, which is above the surface. Second, these lesions are rose pink. Their margins are well defined. Lesions only extend to superficial layer, not extend to subcutaneous tissue. And the edema of varying degree. And the fever, chills and toxemia is depend upon how much infection is to there, how much septic condition is to there. On that, this is to be dependent. Then we'll go for the complications. There are variable complications may be occurs that. The first one is there will be development of the gangrene. Especially at the site where the skin is, the more loose and the infection chances there in the scrotum, in the legs, there is a development of the gangrene is there. The first complication. Second complication, edema due to the lymphatic obstruction. To more lymphatic vessels is affected, causes obstruction there. Obstruction due to the fibrosis of the lymphatic vessels, causing the narrowing of the lumen, that will result to the edema. Then third, sometimes abscess is also there, isn't it? So this may lead to the cellulitis and may lead to the abscess there, isn't it? Toxemia may be developed as a complication there. So these are the most common complications of the first two, the gangrene and the edema. Other complications are the abscess and the toxemia. Rarely sometimes ulceration may occur, but these are the common complications there. Then investigations. Regarding the investigations, the first blood examination. In blood test, you have carried out the CBC and the blood sugar level. Isn't it? CBC, hemoglobin percentage, and the all cell counts to be carried out in CBC, and then blood sugar level post the fasting as well as the post meal, because as you have been seen, it's common in the diabetic person, and unless it doesn't treat the diabetes, it doesn't control the diabetes, you will see in treatment later, but unless it doesn't control the diabetes, cure the diabetes, the erysipelas will not be occurred. Because you one thing you have to remember the pathology, erysipelas may be the acute, may be a recurrent, and it is recurrently occur in the persons who are extremely debilitated and in the diabetic persons are there. So that's why you have to go for the investigations are here. Isn't it? So then the treatment. It includes first general treatment, or we can say treatment at home. Second, medicinal treatment. And third one is surgical treatment. First one, general treatment. General treatment means what? Without taking any medicine or without any surgical aid. The general treatment where the person has to advise the rest of the part. Second, elevation of part, especially elevation of the part, especially when the erysipelas is at the limb. The elevation is to be there. Elevation of the part is there. And time to time person should be walk also there to improve the circulation of the part. Time to time walk. Walking. Then medicinal treatment. In medicinal treatment, use of antibiotics. The antibiotics are used here, penicillin, and second one is erythromycin. The penicillin is the common antibiotic used in case of the erysipelas because the streptococci, it is extremely sensitive to the penicillin and you will get a faster result. So that's why you can give the penicillin. It can be given orally where the infection is not too much serious, isn't it? And if it is not possible to give orally, either at the extreme of age, in the children's and in the old people, especially in young children, it is not possible to give orally. Children are not ready to take and doesn't tolerate it even that. So that's why in such cases you have to hospitalize the cases and have to give intravenously. You can give intramuscular also in the elder people, but in the children mostly needed to give the intravenous injections of the penicillin. In some cases we can try the erythromycin also. Erythromycin is also effective in erysipelas there. So it should be continued. Then second, use of antipyretics and analgesics. If there is no severe pain, only fever is to be there, and patient having the chill, you can use the antibiotics along with the antibiotics. If pain is there, if antibiotic fails to reduce the pain, you can give the analgesic to the patient. Analgesic. So this is use of the antibiotics and the use of the antipyretics. It is a choice of treatment as per the modern method. Then prevention. So one thing you should be remember here. Third one treatment. One additional treatment we have to add here. That is a treatment of diabetes. Treatment of diabetes. If it is present there. If it is present. Isn't it? And lastly, third, the nutritional advice. A patient has to be advised to take the highly nutrient diet, isn't it? Because commonly debilitated people are there. So, in such people to improve the nutrition of this or nutritional status of the person there. Then third treatment is a surgical treatment. Surgical treatment. The surgical treatment is in most cases it is not required. It not required. But in some cases, lesion where sludge forms, debris forms, to remove that debris, you have to do the excision of the lesion, and after the excision of the lesion, cleaning of the wound and dressing of the wound. So patient should be covered with the antibiotics, post-operative antibiotics. But usually, most of the patient will be treated with this treatment. So you understood. Then prevention. Erysipelas. This prevention is required in a person who has recurrent erysipelas there. Prevention. So first of all, see any skin lesions are there. To prevent formation of any lesions, skin lesions are there. Stop to scratch. Scratch there. Don't scratch. Use the moistures, not along the skin cracks are there. Isn't it? If the wound takes place, injury occurs, abrasion occurs, care of the wound should be taken. Wound should be properly cleaned. If required, the preventive antibiotic can be started, and you can prevent the erysipelas, especially in diabetic peoples. The prevention is done by the controlling the diabetes or maintaining the blood sugar level and the use of the preventive antibiotics. So that is the treatment for the erysipelas as per the modern treatment. Now the homeopathic medicines for the erysipelas. There are a number of medicines in the homeopathy for erysipelas, which can be given on the basis of the totality of the symptoms or on the basis of the constitution of the person there. But few of the medicines are there which are predominant for homeopathic treatment. As I already told you that there are hundreds of medicines for the erysipelas in the homeopathy. In homeopathy, always medicine has to be given on the totality of symptoms or on the basis of the constitution as per the homeopathic guideline there. But I will give you a few of the predominant medicines for the erysipelas. These are Apixaban. Second, Restox. Third, Lachesis. Fourth, Arsenic album. And the fifth one is a Silicea. Apart from these medicines, several medicines are there that which are used for erysipelas, but these are the common medicines are there. So that about the treatment as per the modern system and the treatment as per the homeopathy there, isn't it? So this is about erysipelas. One thing you have to add in erysipelas in clinical features. This is formation of the blisters. Formation of the blisters. It's an additional clinical features you have to add into the erysipelas. And these blisters may be burst and discharge out, isn't it, from the superficial lesions. So that is the additional clinical feature. So another more clinical feature, which is the formation of the vesicles, or you can say the blisters, which later burst and discharge out, isn't it? So it's about the erysipelas. Watch it carefully and learn the erysipelas. And take the indications of these medicines from your Mathematica books. Apixaban, erysipelas, especially after the insect bite. Restox is a very good medicine First leading remedy for the erysipelas, lachesis, also there. Arsenic album, specially suited to debilitated peoples, and the diabetic peoples are there. Silicea, when the suppuration occurs, isn't it? And then to get complicated, they can use the silicea there. So these are the medicines, other indications you have to collect from the material medical books are there.